Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, babies. Today, if you saw my last video, this is going to be round one of the tournament, the IPL tournament. Just to summarize, if you didn't see the last one, it's a league. It's an open tournament. Anyone could have joined up to a max of 144 coaches, which we hit. Separated into like 9 divisions of 18, I believe. And, the top 64 guys at the end of like a 7-round round robin enter playoffs. So I wasn't recording any of those matches, but the round robin is finished, the round robin round, and I made playoffs. So now I'm going to start recording the matches. So here we are. My first round, and potential only round, is against the lovely Lotads here. Quite clearly a rain team, which I feel like is a pretty good matchup for my squad here. I have Clefable, Dragonite, Cobalion, Moltres, Crawdad, Regieleki, Quagsire, Liepard. So a lot of these mons function pretty well in the rain. Can use Thunder, rain boosted attacks on these two. I get Hurricanes with Moltres and Dragonite. Cobalion likes rain due to his fire weakness. So all I'm missing is like Politoed on my team, basically. But luckily this guy kind of takes care of that for me with Pelipper. Now he's brought, so he had to do like a little play-in to even get into the playoffs. So he did his 7 regular season games, and then he had to play an 8th to get to this spot, because the last 10 seeds had to fight their way in, basically. And up until the very last match, he had brought the exact same team every time. Not even talking mons, same items, moves, etc. So, but as we can see here, in the last game, he brought in Shinotic, put Scrafty on the bench. So, and that was kind of like a playoff match. So I'm thinking he's probably gonna switch it up a little bit again versus me. But I think I've got a way to win. Like, things have to go right, but here's my plan. Crawdad in on Pelipper, who he may or may not probably leads with, though. He's got a couple decent switches with Toxapex and Ferrothorn. I just Swords Dance on turn 1, and then I can OHKO his entire squad. So that's my plan. But I'll get into who I brought. This is a showdown league, by the way. So, showdown team builder, of course. We have Quagsire, a true staple of my team. This is going to be my Zapdos switch-in, with Water Absorb for Weather Ball, and it helps with Seismitoad too. Max Spadef so that he can take, well, Hurricane is a 3-hit KO, unless he's the Life Orb. But I think he wants to run Boots, most likely. So, yeah, decent Seismitoad check as well. He's going to be pretty important for the roster. Crawdad, as I was talking about, just enough speed for like defensive Pelipper. Yeah, Crabhammer, knockoff Aqua Jet in rain especially is all I need to OHKO. The only thing that might survive one hit, if I'm +2, is max defense, max HP Ferrothorn. It has like a small chance of living a knockoff. But he's been running Spadef mostly, so we'll see. We got Big Mode Dragonite. I went with max defense on Dragonite as a bit of a Seismitoad check. If he has Ice Punch, not so great. But yeah, obviously the water and ground stabs, not doing much, if anything. And Hurricane, and then Extreme Speed just to pick off maybe a weakened Seismitoad. He's been using Life Orb a lot, so I imagine he'll be worn down pretty quick. Stealth Rock, Cobalion, with enough speed for Zapdos, that's right. And Close Combat for Scrafty and Ferrothorn. And then Volt Switch might be nice versus Pelipper. Also Stone Edge for Zapdos as well. We have a very powerful Clefable here with Soft Boiled for recovery, obviously, for sustain. But Life Orb, 3 attack, Fire Blast for Ferrothorn, Thunderbolt for Pex. And I think this is going to be a great win con for me. And then lastly, we have Regieleki. This is a bit of a weird set, but I wanted something that could revenge kill Seismitoad, so he's faster than Adamant Seismitoad in the rain. Rapid Spin's always nice. Thunder is always nice for rain. And then Electro Ball with his speed, and if Ferrothorn's like 0 speed for Gyro Ball, even if it's max Spadef, Ferrothorn, Electro Ball does like 50%, which is insane. It's truly insane. So I didn't realize Electro Ball just went up infinitely in damage. That seems to be the case. So that's pretty good. Like, it can 2-hit KO Ferrothorn. Max Spadef Ferrothorn. Under the right circumstances. So that's my team. Ideally though, yeah, Swords Dance turn 1, and then just run through his guys. If that fails though, I've got some backup options. So, yeah, see you in the match. Okay, so I decided to just do post-commentary for this, rather than the live battle. The match itself was a bit long and stally, so on the actual game, like on Wi-Fi, you know, there's nice pretty things to look at. On Showdown though, it was just a lot of like dead air and nothing happening. So I think this will be a bit more entertaining. So as I mentioned before, my plan was to lead Crawdad and hopefully Swords Dance on his lead Pelipper, which would switch out, hopefully. And then the only thing that could potentially live one hit, if rain was up, is a max defense, like fully invested HP defense Ferrothorn. It would have a 25% chance to live, a knockoff. So, let's see what happens here. He leads Pelipper, which I like. I go for the SD, he switches, all going according to plan. Knockoff, oof. That must have been the minimum roll, I believe. 75% of the time. I sweep him every time. But I go to Clef here because I can KO him without him realizing I'm Life Orb, but he just switches to Pex. So I see how much Thunderbolt does. He scalds me, doesn't do much. Gets the burn, which is fine because I'm Magic Guard. Now I start mixing in some Moonblasts to hopefully catch either a switching Seismitoad or Marowak. So I set on, yeah, so he makes a good play here. He switches when he knows I need to recover. Puts me in a tough spot, so I gotta go to Quagsire, which is my check to Zapdos. Rain runs out, he doesn't want to risk Hurricane missing. I just recover. At this point, I'm realizing that Toxapex is kind of walled by Clefable. It doesn't look like he has knockoff, which is amazing for me. So again, just throwing out a bunch of Moonblasts, hoping he switches. Because if I keep Thunderbolting, he probably knows he'll get paralyzed eventually. But I go for it here as he recovers. And this is what I was talking about with it being kind of a stally match. I mean, the guy has Toxapex and Ferrothorn. So here I go for a Moonblast, get huge damage on Seismitoad, which is awesome. And switch in Dragonite, and he's special Life Orb, which is great to know. I go for Extreme Speed because I'm not faster, even outside of rain, because this is a full defensive Dragonite. KO Ferrothorn, Roost up to get Multiscale back. Marowak comes in and it's Rocks, so I'm worried about some massive attack. So I go to Quag, but he Toxics. I just go for Scald because I figure I have a chance at burning whatever switches in. And I burn Pex, which is nice. He goes Pelipper. I just go right back to Clef, yeah. And then I think I want a Thunderbolt here to potentially Oko Pelipper, but he switches back in Pex. Yeah, fire off some Moonblasts. Again, trying to catch some switches on his part. And it has the nice benefit of occasionally lowering Scald damage. Not that Toxapex is some big threat, but at this point I think I would win the PP war. So I was willing to just go with this, get damage off. He Scalds again. I go Regieleki on an anticipated recover from him, just to get something happening here. And then I go for Rapid Spin, which I thought might have been able to KO Seismitoad. And I was EV to outspeed Seismitoad in rain, but it was pathetic damage, so I switched. He switched as well. I go for Hurricane, it does over half. But he gets that 1% chip on me, which is actually very important because of Dragonite's multi-scale. I go back to my Zapdos check. And I figure he's going to go for another Hurricane here. I didn't want to lose Quag. So I just go straight to this guy. I wanted to go for Thunder just in case he stayed in. But he brings a Marowak, which is a good idea. At this point I can Extreme Speed, so he switches Marowak back in. I go Hurricane. He's pretty Spadef, I think I'm realizing at this point. Now here I made a dumb... Oh wait, no, this... Yeah, I defog. He rests and reveals that he's not Thick Club, he's Chesto Berry. So he's no offensive threat, really. This was dumb, though. I roosted to get Multiscale back, but I knew he had Toxic, so I should have gone straight to Quag, probably. Get a nice confusion on Hex, but I don't want to stay in. So, Clefable, Forever Walls, Toxapex. Big damage on Marowak. At that point, I thought he'd go Peck, so I went Thunderbolt. Actually, not that big damage for Marowak because he's very Spadef. Normally, that would be a lot, like a way heavier hit. He switches in on a Moonblast. This time it does 50 exactly. So he's threatened out. I go for Moonblast again. Lower special attack. Moonblast is such a broken move. The chance to lower special attacks so high for the damage that it does. Yeah, a few more recovers. Moonblasts. Okay, this was a big turn because I figured I had a chance to Oko, well, from that range, and I did. And I figured he could miss Hurricane. So I risked Clefable's life, but it worked out. Seismitoad's about to die from Life Orb. He doesn't want that. He says GG in the chat, which I think was a bit premature. So I just didn't reply. He goes for Scald. It was at this point I clued in that Quagsire totally walls Pex since he's already statused. He goes for Haze. Maybe he's just trying to scout what I can do. See if I have Earthquake or what. And I do. So he goes Pelipper on the expected Earthquake. I Scald this time and get a nice burn. Maybe should have recovered there, but burn is always nice. I bring in Kobaline for the first time. I hadn't really had an opportunity to use him yet. And I think I just get rocks up, yeah. Got a Sleeping Marowak in front of me. I just go for damage. I'm also Sugarberry, so... I mean, without Thick Club, he's not really a threat, but I was not worried at all about Marowak here. He brings in Toad, which barely survives. And it'll die to Life Orb. He goes for Grass Knot, expecting Quagsire, or praying for Quagsire at least. Yeah. Oh, I just go for Hurricane here, because why not? But at this point, I think I've pretty much got it in the bag. Pex can't do much to break my team. Yeah, I know Scald is his only shot of hurting Dragonite. So, swap in my Water Absorb Mon. I'm just playing for differential at this point. But he's saying, yo, finish it off, please. So, you know, I try and appease him here. And Pelipper is his last Mon. And just go back to Kobaline. He defogs, I guess, just to help me out. I appreciate that. Full switch to end the game. So the Idols are 8-0 now in this league. Moving on to the top 32 of the tournament. And should have that match out later this week. Thanks for watching.